to the General Speaking Podcast. It's episode 59. I'm your host, GeneralArse, and I'm joined by my co-host, Wallseeker.
Nice try. This is clearly Christian talking.
Oh, I'm working on it. Oh.
You're not working on it. Get those photos off the internet right now.
Oh. That was our impression of Christian. If you guys could leave a comment and like and share. That'll be
$200 on our
yeah.
OnlyFans.
Oh, dude, I should be like Christian for Halloween or something. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway,
you should pretend to be Christian on OnlyFans and scam people out of their fucking money.
Yeah, people would be like, "That's Christian," and then
that's what they get.
And all they see is my middle finger going, "Fuck you! Yeah. I'm not really Christian, idiot."
Yeah, Photoshop. Christian in the background, and in the foreground is a giant middle finger.
I'm gonna take a picture of me nude, but Photoshop out my dick, and it's just like my hand flipping you off. fuck off! I'm not Christian. Yeah. And that way, like when people, cause like you go to OnlyFans and you click on someone's profile and you see like a blurred image, so you'll think like, oh shit, that's Christian standing there with his dick out. Oh my God. He's standing there with his cock out. I want to see that. Bam. It's just GeneralArse with a middle finger for a dick. Fuck you. Get out of here.
That's pretty fucking epic.
Actually,
let's not post this episode up. Let's
keep this one to ourselves. Anyway, yeah. So in the last like 2 or 3 podcasts, I keep forgetting to talk about something that happened to me. It didn't happen to me. Stop. We're gonna talk about that. We weren't gonna talk about that. You weren't gonna bring that up on the fucking podcast, dude.
I'm just don't happy.
Anyway, so yeah, basically, I witnessed something outside my school when I was walking to school. I usually walk to school, and as one does. Because I live pretty close, so I don't want to drive, and I was almost at the school. Like I was by the like parking lot right next to my school, and I see this car. There's a woman driving, and she parks in like this parking spot right outside the school. But I think she wasn't going there or something, because she didn't turn off the car, and I see her like sort of like I think she was looking at her phone or something. She probably was looking for where to go. And a car starts driving up behind her. And then she puts her phone away and just starts reversing as fast as or not really as fast as she can. But she does not look behind her. And she just like slams into the car behind her or backs into it. And the guy in the car behind her honks to let her know that like, you fucking hit me, you crazy old hag,
bitch,
and
you hit me,
crazy bitch. And so she like parks back into the parking spot, and the guy that she hits, he like managed to reverse. There's no one behind him, and then he parks next to her. You know, because usually if something like that happens, you get the details of like the people involved. You gotta get the details of the person you hit, and also the person you hit has to get like the details from you, like your phone number, your car license plate, like all that. And so the guy like goes to park next to her to talk to her. She fucking reverses out of her parking spot. He's honking like crazy, like fucking beep, 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 what's going on? And I'm just like watching this happened in such a short amount of time, because I was still walking. I did not stop to like look at this. I didn't stop to record this. I was walking. This all happened in the span of like 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. And he's honking, she fucking reverses and drives away, and another car behind her starts like driving up like behind the car that she hit, so he can't reverse, and he's just like waiting. He can't like go get her. And so I was like, holy shit, I hope that guy got like the license plate of that car. I was a little late to school, I'll admit. I could have, but if I wasn't, I would have probably like taken down like the license plate of the lady for the guy and like told him like, hey, by the way, her license plate was this, in case you didn't see it. But I'm just like, I'm hoping that the guy actually got the license plate so that he can fucking sue her ass and get some fucking
And
damages.
balls, sue her ass and balls. Thank you.
Sue her ass and balls. But yeah, she just like, she bolted. She ran away from the scene. And I don't think I've ever seen that before in real life. I've seen it in like movies, hit and runs. I've seen it in, I've been watching Better Call Saul. I just finished season 1 yesterday. And I want to like get up to speed on that. And like in the first episode, they have like a hit and run thing that they show off. And it's like, yeah, it's something I've never witnessed before. But I wanted to talk about, you know, stemming from that, I wanted to talk about like accidents that we may or may not have had in our lives. So, for instance, we had an accident. Remember? Yeah,
we did.
Well, we were not
both
the
shit our pants at the same time.
We both shit. We were walking to school and we just like, and we went.
I didn't have a diaper, but you did.
Yeah, so we
my
had
shit just leaked out. Everyone saw it.
Exactly. But we so
for real.
For reals. We were going home for the weekend. This was when we were in high school, and I used to live like with my grandma. Me and my sister were when we went to the same high school, and like we were living with our grandma. But for the weekend, we would sometimes go home to like work or just like, you know, go home, be with our families. And Walsiger like asked me for a ride since he lives. We're both from like the same town, and so I was like, yeah, sure. And so my sister Walsiger and I, which is the proper English, we are going together home. And outside our high school, there was 2 main like parking lot areas, and I parked in one that's like the bigger parking lot area, really easy parking, a lot of spaces usually, and it's like between the school gym and the school itself. And no problems. We reverse out of the parking spot that we're in. Out of the parking lot, and then we're gonna drive out of the parking lot, but there's a car in front of us who's waiting because there's like, this is right after school on a weekend, and so of course traffic is a little busy. A lot of cars driving past the parking lot. We have to wait a little bit. I'm just like focusing on the car in front of me. I don't know, I think my sister was on her phone like in the back seat. She was behind you, and you were right next to me, just like looking to also ahead, I think.
Dope head, dopey.
He was always, dude, this guy was always like fucking using IV. He was always using IV blood bags to like pump himself with more blood to get stronger.
I was so into vampires, I just
just fucking pumping blood. And the car in front of us finally managed to get a break and go. And then I pull up and I have to wait a little bit. I had to wait for like one car, I think, and then I'm about to go when I hear Walsiger go, "Uh-oh." And I look to my side, and somebody in like a parking spot right next to where the other car was probably thought that after that car they could reverse, but didn't know that I was there, and so they just like slam right into the side of me, and I didn't know I didn't have any time, because I thought like, oh, maybe if I just go now, because like I was free to go, I thought I could get away from like getting bumped into, and so I start driving, and like at the same time she bumps into me, and like she scratches the shit out of my car, like the side of my car, and I scratch the shit out of like the back side of her car. Not a very violent crash or anything like that. So like nobody was hurt, but it was still like really annoying, and that was the first time I've had something like that happen to me. I immediately pulled back into the parking lot, like in front of where she is. She's already parked back into like her spot, and she goes out. She goes to look at the damage at the back of her car. I go out, I look at the damage at the side of my car,
Yeah.
And you know, I was kind of stressed out because I didn't know like what type of person this was gonna be. If this was someone who was gonna like try and fucking blame me for this or something. Like I don't do well in those situations. If she had started yelling at me, I would have probably started crying. No, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I was
Nobody
just like nobody knows. Anyway, I asked her like what should we do, because like this is the first time this has happened to me, and she was also clueless. I think this was the first time this happened to her. So we were like, okay, I guess we'll just talk to our insurance companies and like tell them what happened, and let's exchange information.
And the insurance companies were pissed. You guys did what?
You guys did
What? You crashed into each other?
Isn't that like Nixon or something in like Futurama? Yeah, we just like very humanely, not inhumanely, guys. Okay, we were very civil about it. We just like we didn't like yell at each other. Nobody blamed each other. We were just like, oh, like accidents happen, and got each other's information and went along our way. When I get like to town while I was like driving Wallseeker home, I get a phone call from the police telling me like, asking me if this has happened, and I was like, oh yeah, this happened. Like she went to the police and the her like insurance company and stuff like that to tell them what happened, to give them her like piece of the story, and the police officer's like asking me, she's telling me like basically what she said to ask me if that's the way the story went, and I told, and it was very accurate. I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. She like reversed into me, probably didn't see me, I don't know. And so the police officer was like, okay, thank you, and she told me to just talk to my insurance company and stuff like that, and then this can all be over.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got paid for this accident, even though I was like fully in the right. My insurance company I used to be at, I'm not at the same insurance company I used to be anymore, because they were extremely fucking lazy. They never did their job. Another accident I had once, it wasn't me actually who had it, but like my car, and I think it was the same car, right? It was the Nissan that like I got scratched, right? I'm pretty sure it was.
Maybe.
It's the one that got like hit in the side. Well, my one time, my uncle, he was like this big superstitious guy. He believed in like, oh dude, if I walk under a ladder I'll fucking die, dude. If I break a mirror, I got 7 years of bad luck and I will die, dude. So
if a bad cat walks my way, then that means I'll die in like 3 hours.
Exactly. So very superstitious dude, and he also believed in like this day system where like the days have names, and he goes by that. So he he was talking to my mom, and I hear my mom go, hey General, get over here. And I'm like, oh, what is it? And I go and ask her what, and she's like, so your uncle, and my uncle's sitting there, puppy dog eyes, crying, bawling his eyes out. And he's like, and my mom explains to me that he had asked her to get my car instead. He didn't talk to me, he talked to her, because he wanted to go to a town in the east of Iceland, which is like this town is like 9 hours away or something, 7 hours away maybe, from where we lived. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so why? I don't want to do that. And maybe, what if I need to use my car? And she's like, you'll just use my car, or you use your sister's car or something. let him have your car. And I was like, why doesn't he take your car? Like, what? Because I need my car. But why
no,
can't
you don't. No, you don't. Shut up. That's what you should have said.
Yeah, my mom always had like the dumbest fucking reasoning, and I was like, all right, let me think about it. And my uncle, puppy dog eyes, crying, was like, you know, he was sure I wasn't gonna do it, and my mom was like, please do this for your uncle. And I go to my room and I'm thinking about it, and I was like, what's the worst that could happen? Mistake. I go to my
Hard
uncle.
cut. 3
hard
weeks
cut.
later. Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Zombies. Zombies have invaded Iceland.
Yeah.
And they're fucking Viking zombies too, so that's crazy.
Ooh, that's an idea.
Viking zombie movie? Hey, Hollywood. Pay us the fucking
Don't
rights to
call
that
us.
shit.
Because we don't need you.
leave me alone. I'm introverted.
We're gonna start our own AAA movie industry right here.
Yeah, but I go and give my uncle my car keys. I'm like, here you go. You can have my car. And so what he was going to do, he's going to this town, those 7 hours away, because he wanted to buy himself like a trailer, basically, for the back of his car to live in, like a live-in trailer. And so it was Friday when he asked me to do this, and the superstition thing ties into that because he was like, oh, it's Friday, and in Icelandic the day is called like föstudagur til fjárhús, or like Friday for Friday for
fucking.
like no Friday night
Okay.
fucking Friday for like earning, I guess, or something like that. It's like when apparently for superstitious people you go out and buy stuff on Friday because that means you like get discounts and you like earn, you get lucky and you earn money.
Damn.
Or some shit like that. And I was like, that was like his reason. I was like, whatever, you crazy fucking buffoon, take my car keys and go. And he goes. And another thing of his reasoning was that he would be driving back on Saturday, because Saturday was lördag til lukku, or Saturday for luck, basically. Like that's the lucky day. So it was like money day, and then coming home on lucky day. He goes away, and I don't hear much from him. I'm like in my room playing games, and I think my mom calls me later in the day. I don't remember if, because I think he came back on the Friday either way or something like that. I don't remember, but like he comes back sometime. No, I think it was 12 a.m. or something like that, because my mom had been like watching. My mom was like watching a movie. It was already Saturday. He was on his way back, and my mom gets a phone call, and she's like angry. Like I hear that she's angry on the phone, and I immediately know, something happened. I go out, and I pretend I wasn't like listening. I pretend I didn't hear that my mom was angry, and I go to like get water, and my mom like hangs up the phone, and she looks at me and goes, "Your fucking uncle just totaled your car." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, he fucking hit a sheep driving 90 kilometers per hour and fucking destroyed the front of your car." And I was like, God damn it, man. This is exactly why I didn't want to let him have my car. So yeah, he just like murdered a sheep with my car, and the entire like front rim was just like busted off. The car wasn't totaled, it still worked. My mom likes to exaggerate.
A rim job.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Wait a minute, what?
What? I can't believe you said that. Back it up. Back up the tapes.
Back it up. Ow, dude, I fucking hit a car behind me because I backed it up. Anyway. So the car comes home finally. My uncle has like the fucking a part of my like fender, I think that's what it's called, like the front of your car, like underside. He has that just like inside the back seat, and then my car looks fucked. It looks like it has like an open mouth. I'm like, oh god damn it, why? And he also got like, I think, the details from the farmer who owns the sheep, because he has to like pay him for like the sheep that he killed.
Yeah.
And I was very angry with him. I was like telling him like, okay, you're gonna pay me, right? And this is my uncle who is not really rich. So I was like, fuck, like what's gonna happen here? Do I get any fucking insurance from this? Because like I hit the sheep technically because it's my car. So I don't think I'm gonna get anything from this. So I talked to my insurance company, which I still had like the dumbass insurance company at the time, and they were like, okay, yeah, this is insured, I think, or some shit like that, because like it was an accident. The sheep ran across the road, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I don't remember ever getting paid from them for that either. I don't think they ever got me the money, the insurance money, for that accident either. The only thing I do remember getting was the like repairs were free. I'm pretty sure they called some repair company, and they repaired my car for free, and they also rented me for free like some Jeep that I could drive around for like a week while they were fixing my car. So yeah, that is awesome. Yeah,
Saturday for luck, more like Saturday for shitters.
Saturday for fuck. Dude, ew, dude. But yeah.
Pardon me, I must use the restroom.
But now, after that accident, like after that happened, I don't really like lending my car to people, and I also don't like using other people's cars. Like in film school, I've been asked a lot to if I want to drive other people's cars. Like people ask me like, oh, you wanna like can you like help me with something? I'll let you drive my car or some shit like that. Like while like if you want. And I'm just like, no, you know what? You can drive. I don't want to. Like I don't want to drive other people's cars, because I'm absolutely. I don't want anyone being as angry as I was to my uncle to me, basically. Because like that is so fucking annoying. I can't believe he crashed into a sheep going 90 kilometers an hour in my car and destroyed the front side.
And destroyed the sheep.
Yeah, and destroyed the sheep too. Yeah, I've been in a couple more accidents. I want to ask you: have you ever been in a car accident? Have you been in more accidents?
Yeah, one with you. Thanks a lot, you piece of fuck.
It's not my fault, man. What the fuck?
It's just a sick joke that I came up with on the spot.
It's just a little sickening joke. Yeah.
I haven't crashed anything so far.
Okay.
So,
but you've never been in any other car crashes with like anyone else?
No.
Damn. Okay, that's actually pretty lucky, because I
don't.
I've been in one other car crash with my family when I was like, I think I was like 6 years old. My sister must have been 4 at the time. My family used to own a Land Rover. I don't think it was even 1 year old when this happened. We had like owned a Land Rover for maybe half a year, and Christmas time's around. I think it's like 2 weeks until Christmas, and we had been at grandma's place, and we're coming home with like a bunch of stuff in our car, food, Christmas food, presents, and those like, I don't know if this is like a international thing, if everyone knows this, but in Iceland we used to have these TV shows around Christmas time where you could buy like a calendar to play along, quote unquote, but all it was like you open up the calendar and you get a picture of something, whoa, and then that something is like in the show, I guess, as like a major object, I guess. So you would open up the calendar and there would be a picture of like a horseshoe. And so later in like this TV show, they would use a horseshoe as like a way to brutally kill
Claus.
Yeah, brutally kill Santa Claus. Fucking, they use it as like a what is it called? Like those knuckle dusters to like beat the shit out of someone. But yeah, that's all it was. It was just like a picture. But as a child, I was so excited every time. I would even make those myself. I used to like take 2 pieces of paper, and then I would cut like windows into them, and I would like draw little pictures, and then I would like give them to my sister or something, and she would open them during Christmas and get little pictures that I drew, and she would do the same. And yeah,
respect.
But we were driving home. We had those calendars in the car. I was super excited to go home and like open them and shit like that. There wasn't even candy in those calendars. Fucking stupid, man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway,
but now you know.
we were maybe like 20 minutes away from home. We were almost there. We were in the home stretch. When my mom drives on our Land Rover. By the way, it's me, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister. We're all together in this car. And I don't know why, like, this Land Rover was cool. It had like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seats, I think. So they were like, it was a big car with like 4 seats in the trunk that like would go up, so you could put a lot of stuff there, and then you could like bring them down if you didn't have a lot of stuff and you wanted to like travel with a bunch of people. So you could like bring the seats down, and then there were 3 in the back and 3 in the front. And while we were driving, I was sitting like in like the middle seat in the front with my mom and dad. I was like sitting with them, between them. My brother was in the back seat, and for some reason my sister was all alone in like the trunk. She was like sitting in one of the seats in the trunk for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why she was alone back there, but she was.
I'm like picturing she's alone, but there's like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking like Christmas presents and food and shit next to her, and she's like alone in the back seat. I'm pretty sure like she liked being in the back. I think that's why she loved being in the trunk seats. Something like that. And we're 20 minutes away from home. We're driving, and we drive down like this small valley where there's a ditch close to the valley, or that leads into like a river. And my mom drives over like a small bridge that goes over this like small river ditch thing, and slips on a bit of, I think, black ice or something, because she didn't see that it was slippery there. And just slides off the road, and we tumble like 3 or 4 times off the road and land very close to like the river. We almost go into this river.
Fuck.
And we also land upside down. And it's like my fucking sister is crying a lot. I remember I just like wake up from like the tumble. Basically, I hadn't been asleep or anything, but I completely, I guess, closed my eyes while it was happening and open eyes, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And my brother was like holding on for dear life in the back. He was, I think, 9 at the time or something like that. While my mom and dad are also just like fine. My mom was driving, my dad was sitting in the seat next to me. My brother and my dad are the first to like go out of the car. My mom follows them. My dad like helps me unbuckle, and then we don't see our sister in her seat. We're like, uh-oh, what the fuck? And we go open the trunk. We managed to open the trunk, and she's somehow like lying on like the roof of the car with a bunch of like shit on top of her. And to this day, I'm still like so thankful that she like survived that, because she could have easily been killed by some of the fucking luggage and stuff like that. If that hit her, if like a jar of pickles hit her in the head, she could have died. Yeah, just like death by pickles. She's still alive.
She'd be fine.
She would have just eaten the pickles. Yeah, she would have just been a fucking pickle herself. Anyway,
pickle head.
She would have been a pickle head. We would have had to keep her head in a pickle jar. Yep.
Here's a new Sonic 2 character.
That sounds like a villain. It's like a villain in like a super movie. Picklehead. They were in a fucking tumble and hit by a pickle jar. They turned into Picklehead.
Nobody loved me before I got this fucking pickle for a head.
But yeah, from like what I heard, I don't know if if I have like the story completely right from my sister, but I think she like, while we were in like our 3rd tumble, right before we made the 4th tumble, she unbuckled her belt on accident because she was like holding on to something, and that's when she like flew out. But like, had she done that while we were in like our 1st tumble, she could have easily like died because she was so young. So I'm very thankful that she lived. Because my
thanks to the mighty new modern generation Land Rover.
This is a Land Rover.
If you were in a BMW, it would have fucking killed everyone in there. Thank you.
If this car had been a Volkswagen, she would have died. I think it also, we're all lucky to have been alive, I guess, because the Land Rover didn't look damaged at all. Some of the windows were broken, but like for the most part, the car was not dented at all. It had such a strong, like, I guess skeleton, I think that's what it's called, like the entire like
What? There's skeletons in the car. Oh my god.
The like frame of the car was really strong, basically. Yeah, strong metal. And it's also a Land Rover is usually built to be like a explorer car, basically. You're supposed to go like off-roading and traveling and shit like that, so it needs to be kind of strong for anything, really. And so yeah, after this tumble though, I think we lost that car or something. I think I don't know if my mom didn't trust it anymore or something, but she sold it for a different car, for a piece of fucking shit. What was it, like a Hyundai or something? Yeah, that's like
Motorola.
A fucking Motorola. That's a phone.
Got him.
She sold it for a phone. So she can call a taxi instead. Like, I'm not driving anymore. Not after this.
She founded Uber before anyone else.
Yes.
Why the fuck did I even go there?
I don't know, but it was cool, I guess.
Yeah. Well, why don't you pay me for that?
No.
You never pay me for anything. I've been showing up here for 50 billion episodes and I don't get paid.
Shh. Shut
Where's
up.
my fucking money? I want my money. I want my money.
Don't chant that. Everyone's gotta start chanting that. Don't chant that.
I want money.
But yeah, another accident that I was not actually in, but it was like
but you caused.
I caused it with my brain. I went like, I hope this car crashes, and they crashed, and I was like, holy shit, I did that. My my mom and dad were so we had like two separate cars, and we were driving I think we were going together to like a play or something, a theater play.
Yeah.
But my mom and my sister were driving in a separate car for some reason. I don't remember why. I don't even know if our cars were like full or something where we couldn't have just all been riding together. But anyway, I was in a car with my dad and my brother, and we were driving. Just the boys together. We were driving.
Yeah, you're right.
My mom calls us. She calls my dad, and my dad like answers, and she tells us to like come back to somewhere where she was, and we go to like
come back.
We turn around somewhere, and we go to find that she on the like Hyundai that we got after the Land Rover had been like rammed into by an impatient driver who like she was trying to make a turn to the left, but like this driver got impatient because she was slowing down. This driver, hold on. So what happened was there was a student driver, like she wasn't learning with like a teacher. She was like doing the thing where you drive around with like your parents, basically. She was just practicing, and she had like a guardian with her who was like, I guess, teaching them to drive.
Yeah.
And her dad got impatient. And this girl was like driving, and her dad was like, "Oh, pass these people!" And so she tries to pass my mom while she's making a turn, and just slams right into the fucking side of the car. And my mom, like, it jams the door so that my mom can't get out of the car without like climbing over to the other side, I guess. And but like, so nobody really got hurt in that situation, but the girl who was like taking this like practice driving lesson basically with her dad was freaking out because the dad was like yelling at her. He was so angry at her, even though it was his fucking fault. Like from what I heard, like like my mom said that in his like police report that the daughter had said that the dad was like egging her on to like go past them. So yeah, it was a really shitty situation. I just remember driving up there, and I see like a bunch of cars like piled up. They're like waiting to go past this accident that happened on like this 2-lane highway. Or and that's like the only like accidents I've really been in that involve cars. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
I think cars are terrifying. And I'm talking about the fucking Pixar movie. Yeah, I think the Cars movies are fucking scary. What the hell? Talking cars? Ew.
It's like, you know, they've been through everything that we've been through. World wars and shit.
Yeah, and they didn't warn us?
Genocides, mass murders.
Yeah, and they didn't warn us? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway.
They didn't warn us about a car 9/11.
Car Hiroshima. I think it's ridiculous that we're like driving around in custom-made death boxes. It's fucking stupid.
Yo, what, like the map-making entity trigger box, bro? You're on it, bro.
Yeah. Oh, what? I'm on it?
Rise up. You're on. Yeah. I also didn't know that, you know, cars had, you know, skeletons in them.
Dude, I just respawned from touching the death box.
Awesome.
You didn't know cars had skeletons in them? Why not?
Yeah. I just, you know, I thought they were just, you know, cars.
To check, next time you go to your dad's car, but viewers, you should do this too. You should take a knife and like cut open the like seats. There's skeletons in there. Yeah. Take your dad's car and like and cut open the seats. I promise you, there's skeletons in there.
There's always at least one. Might be more. Take a look.
But they basically protect you. They're protection skeletons, and that's why the seats in your car are so uncomfortable. There's a skeleton in there.
Yeah.
Some poor soul, like a 5-year-old child, is gonna watch this and go, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and then their dad is gonna get really angry. What the fuck did you do to the car?
I just skeletons.
There's a skeleton. There's a skeleton.
And the dad like checks, and there is one, and he gets jump scared.
Remember, folks, you gotta feed your skeleton milk every fortnight.
Fortnite. I like Fortnite. Oh yeah, by the way, one more thing. Here's a question for you.
Before we end the podcast,
if you were a jump scare, what sound would you make?
If I were a jump scare, what sound would I make?
Yeah.
Scared ya. If you were a jump scare, what sound would you make?
I don't know, jump scare. My sound would be like this.
I love it.
Yeah.
Comment down below what your jump scare would be.
Yeah.
But like, put like a warning, because like that could scare me. That could actually scare me. You gotta put a warning. If you don't put a warning, that's gonna scare me.
Put a warning, and then right below a phonetically accurate sound. You know.
Yeah.
In text, you know what your sound is. And
write down like also like the chords, so like people can play it on their guitars.
Also,
the piano music sheet.
Yeah. Also, translate it to Japanese, cause we're pretty big there. And,
yeah. We don't want to accidentally like scare our Japanese audiences.
Yeah, you know.
So like write the warning in Japanese too.
Yeah. Also the jump scare in Japanese as well.
They love that. They'd love that. Anyway, yeah.